"Once upon a time," said Uncle Remus to the little boy. "But when was once upon a time?" the child interrupted to ask. The old man smiled. "I spect 'twas one time or two times, or maybe a time and a half. You know when Johnny Ashcake gun ter bake? Well, 'twas long in dem days. Once upon a time," he resumed, "Mr. Man had a garden so fine dat all the neighbors come ter see it. Some would look at it over the fence, some would peep through the cracks, and some would come by and look at it by the light of the stars. And one of 'em was old Brer Rabbit. Starlight, moonlight, cloudlight, the nightlight was delight for him. When the turn of the morning come, he is allers up and about, and a-feelin' purty good, I thank you, sah. Now den, you done hear what I say. Dar was Mr. Man, yonder was the garden, and here was old Brer Rabbit." Uncle Remus made a map of this part of the story by marking in the sand with his walking cane. "Well, this being the case, what you spect gwine to happen? Nothin' in the round world but what been happening since greens and sparrow grass was planted in the ground. They look fine and they taste fine, and long towards the shank of the morning, Brer Rabbit 'ud creep through the crack of the fence and nibble at 'em. He'd take the greens, but leave his tracks, most especially right arter a rain, takin' and leavin'. It's the way of the world. Well, one morning, Mr. Man went out in his truck patch and he finds something missing, a cabbage here, a turnip dar, and a mess of beans yonder, and he asks how come this. He look round, he did, and he seed Brer Rabbit tracks what he couldn't take with him. Brer Rabbit had left his shoes at home and had come barefooted. So Mr. Man he called his dogs, here Buck, here Brenya, here Blue, and he sicked 'em on the track, and here they went. You'd a thunk they was running after 40-11 rhinoceroses from the fuss they make. Brer Rabbit he hear 'em comin', and he put out for home, kinder doublin' round just like he does these days. When he got to the pint where he can sit down for to rest his face and hands, he took a poplar leaf and gun to fan himself. Den Brer Fox come a-trottin' up. He say, "Brer Rabbit, what's all this fuss I hear in the woods? What the name of goodness do it mean?" Brer Rabbit kinder scratch his head and 'low, "Why, they're tryin' for drive me ter the big Barbeque on the creek. They all ax me, and when I 'fuse they say dwar gwine ter make me go anyhow. T'ain't no fun in bein' as populous as what I is, Brer Fox. Ef you wanter go, jest get in ahead of the hounds and go lickety-split down the big road." Brer Fox roll his little eyes and lick his chops where he dribble at the mouth and put on ter the barbecue, and he ain't no more than make his disappearance, for here come Brer Wolf, and when he got the news, off he put. And he ain't more'n gotten out of sight, for here comes old Brer B'ar, and when he hear talk of the baking meat and the big pan of gravy, he sot up on his behind legs and snored. Then off he put. And he ain't got out of hearing or Brer Coon come racking up, and when he got the news, he put out. So dar they was, and what you going to do about it? It seemed like they all got in front of the dogs, or the dogs got behind 'em, and Brer Rabbit sot by the creek side laughing and hitting at the snake doctors, and them poor creeturs had to go clean past the barbecue, if they was any barbecue, which I don't scarcely expect they was. Dat what make me say what I does. When you get an invite to a barbecue, you better find out when and whar it's at and who's running it.